Love, coming to you, there's something about customer experience strategy. So what, as per you, are the steps or the logical steps of creating a strategy? What are the important ingredients? How one should go about it? Can you please?
Thanks, Atul. That's an interesting question. Luckily, to the advantage of customer service, customer experience professionals like us, there is a growing consensus on the fact that the pace of change is enormous now. And with the advent of technology and all the adjectives that we are now sort of bored of hearing, deep learning, machine learning, AI, analytics, and things like that, it has made it very, very prominent for companies to understand that every now and then they will have to go back to the drawing board, reevaluate their strategies, understand if their setup is relevant anymore to the changing landscape of business and what their customers are expecting from them. We are a contact center company, right? And we are at that stage. So while we come from a group that has a legacy of over 40 years and very strong footing in the financial market, but we ventured into various other business, and contact center being one of them. Being at a contact center gives you this unique, I would say, ability to understand various products, various processes, various organizations, because you work on their behalf. I'm very glad to see some of our esteemed clients present in the audience today. So within an organization, we have multiple organizations. To give you a view, we are a 17,000 people strong company, the third largest domestic BPO. We operate out of 14 Indian cities, 24 delivery centers, support 14 languages, 61 plus clients across 5 industry verticals. So if you look at it, within one organization, there are multiple organizations. So it is really, really important that we bring a theme and then drive it across the organization. I drive innovation and transformation at Karvy DigiConnect. So what we look at is that how do we prepare ourselves to tide over this change? If not be ahead of the curve, at least be with it, so that we don't miss the bus while there. And there, Atul, to share with you and everybody else, I think we have a 7-point formula that we're actually executing as I speak to you at our company. Number one of that is, very clearly, create a simple, clear vision mission. It has to be, your statement of direction has to include customer experience. It cannot only be about your financial goals. You got to have your non-financial goals included as well. That you want to be the best experience company, put a KPI, look at a benchmark and go after that. It has to be broken down in a manner that everybody in the organization, not just the C-suite executives or the top leadership, but everyone, just the frontliner, the intern, the trainer, the security guard, the housekeeping, everyone understands that as a value. That's very important. The second critical aspect is, and more important for a contact center like us, is to understand who your customers are. We've understood from Ron and everybody else, all esteemed speakers, that no matter what you do, if you're not meeting the need, if you're contextually not relevant, then maybe your great offering is of no use. Therefore, understand your customers, try and personify them, give them a personality, tell your people. So for example, the lady sitting on my left could be a tech-savvy person. Gentleman on my right could like reading an instruction and following it. And customers, as in a diverse country like India, is going to be heterogeneous, right? So you got to personify your customers and then prepare to understand their needs first and then go on to meet them. The other step really is to, and I would say, it might sound like a cliche, but we have the growing proof of the fact that 50% of all decisions that we make are made out of experiences. So it is, emotional connect is what I mean. So it is really, really important that we tap into that. We establish an emotional connect with our customers so that, every time they use our products, services, or think of us, they remember of that pleasant experience. And thereby, they see, more than monetary reasons, more than transactional reasons to sort of do business with us or keep coming back to us when it comes to doing business. You've set your principles right, you've told people, but it's always important to understand from your customers how they are feeling. I'm excited to share this finding with you, all of you, that Band and Company, when they did a research, they asked top executives, how do they feel that they are in, are they delivering excellent customer experience? 80% of the top executives said, yes, we are. But when they asked their customers, only 8% of them, and I'm not reading this number wrong, only 8% of them said that they are getting, a good customer experience. So look at the, difference in reality. Executives thought that 80% of them were doing a great job when it comes to customer experience, but real customers, only 8% of them were feeling it. So therefore, it is really, really important that at every point, you keep checking with your customers if they are liking what you do, if they would want you to change, and should they express those needs, give your inhibition, give your strategy mandate, and just please the customer.
Yeah.
If his
I think
end
very
buying,
relevant.
then you have no use.
Yeah.
And I'll come to the last three. It is important to always keep checking if the skills and competencies of your staff is in line with what is required by your customer. So if your customer requires somebody to have a certain quality or a finesse or sophistication, and if your staff is not trained for it, there is, you are on a ground which will not lead you to success. Therefore, keep checking between your strategy, your customer, what is that actually experiencing, and what is the competency level of your staff. Is there a gap? If there is one, make a framework, go after it, sort of correct it. I'll come to the sixth one, and this I find very important, is that we always check with our customers. We often forget to check with our own employees. Your employees are also equally important. They're very close to your customers. Listen to them. Give them, make a forum. Call it, for example, at Carvey, we have created this innovation forum where employees can give ideas. You can call it whatever you want to, but keep an ear very close to the heart and the minds of your own employees. Sometimes they can tell you stuff that you would have missed all the while, or your data might not show, as evidently. And for your employees to share their mind freely, you will have to, of course, create the environment of transparency and an open office culture and all of that.
I think it's a very deep and
Yeah.
I think very well done.
Yeah.